It's a terrible football show. What do you expect?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
OH!
Oh, baby, yeah!
Just in my brain, it just makes so much sense.
You have no quarterback. You're going to need some punters.
Welcome to a terrible football show!
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my holiday every damn year.
They draft Xavier Worthy. What the? Wide receiver from Texas.
Hamster.
Bears pick his in.
What?
Bears pick his in.
No! Jerry Jones, what are you doing? Oh, man.
If it's Toledo, I'm drawing the best damn rocket there is out there.
Excuse me. I don't even think that's PG.
I told my HR director about this show. He's going to listen to it.
We're getting sued again, boys. This show's so bad, we almost got sued once, so we might get almost sued again.
Listen, guys, this is a terrible football show where everybody may be good at nothing, but we are terrible at everything.
Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? Terrible football show, after all. Welcome to a terrible football show.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was rough outing. We got a full house though. Look at that, boys! It's the draft, and we don't. And it's not the draft, and we have a full house. Like, who would have thought? Man,
The draft?
No draft, not today. But we have a full house like the draft. Look at that. All right, real talk. When was the last time we had a full house that wasn't the draft? Because I legit don't know.
It's been a long time.
It's been a very hot minute, so it's cool that we've got a full house here today on a terrible football show, the worst show on the internet that is extremely unprofessional, extremely weak, and you know what? We just got to do better. That's the thing. Boys, we got to do better. Go over to spark3shop.com right now and pick up the Do Better shirt because we got to do better. That is the word on the street from the people that watch our videos is we got to do better. So we're going to try to do better today, and most importantly, not get sued. I'm Alex Light with Sparky 3. Let's go around the room. Tyler, buddy, how you doing, friend? Are you ready to dive into things, talk about some college football storylines, and also what is your go-to Taco Bell order the world needs to know?
I love me some cheesy gordita crunches.
That's fair.
But they're expensive, so I'm fat, so I get them for free because I order so much. So that's the hack there. And then I just love bean burritos now, I guess.
Okay, all right. Well, I respect that. Shane, buddy, how are you? You ready to shout out some college football sleepers this year? And if you had to rank the three, queso, salsa, guac, this is kind of a little bit of a hot ranking here. You could get some people coming after you. How would you rank them?
I mean, as a Mexican food entrepreneur,
That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Very important. The world needs to know.
Salsa, guac, queso.
Whoa! Oh man, that's man. I'm a queso guy, so you kind of stabbed me in the heart there a little bit. Oh geez, Jacob, are you ready to talk about Texas and Ohio State and who needs it more? Big conversation, and also what is the ugliest football jersey number out there? I'm not a fan of number 19 personally. Kind of a hot take here.
31. 31.
Man, I kind of like 31 though. My boy Nathan Vasher once upon a time. 31's kind of clean.
No, 30's good. 32's good. 33's good. 31 just doesn't make any sense.
Antonio Cromartie, come on now. Like 31 can look clean if it's on a DB. Okay, like it can look clean if it's on a DB. I'm also not
on the jersey layout.
I'm also not a fan of 64 and 68. Not a fan of those either. Not a fan.
Oh, you were so close to my high school number.
I think 65 looks clean. All right. 65 looks
good.
clean.
Thank you.
I'm cool with 65. But 64 and 68 just doesn't work. And then we got Ricky. Ricky, are you ready to talk about the heartbreak that is Micah Parsons leaving the Cowboys? And also, since you are a math teacher, what is 20 plus 9?
29.
That's exactly how many years it's been since the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. Let's go, baby. You ready to talk some Micah Parsons here today? Man, coming in swinging. I said in my brain specifically, I'm going to save that one for last. That way I can get Jacob's reaction on it as well. Oh God, no, we got a lot to talk about today. This is going to be like the first official episode in like the new format where we're going to have like these time topics. Yes, we had divisions and conferences the past couple weeks, but those are kind of special episodes. We got 5 topics on the docket with Texas and Ohio State, the biggest game of the weekend, of course. We're going to talk a little bit about week 0 and kind of our thoughts on it, college football sleepers, Micah Parsons, and college football storylines that we are the most excited for. Like, comment, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. Make sure to check out Rogue Energy, which we'll shout out later on the show, as well as the merch store. And if you want to support us further, the Patreon's a great way to do so. Boys, are we ready to get into it?
Of course.
All right, I'm going to start the timer. If we go over, we go over, but let's do it. Texas and Ohio State, boys, biggest game of the weekend by far. 1 versus 3, 1 going to 3. Defending national champions from the first 12 team college football playoff. How are we feeling on it? And the biggest question I have for everyone here is, who needs this win more? Is it Texas? Is it Ohio State? Both got, we have a first full year with Arch Manning. We've got Julian Sands starting over at Ohio State. Who needs this more? Jacob, let's start with you up in the land of the North. In your opinion, is it simply just Ohio State? Are they the ones who need it more? Or do you think Texas might need it more because of the SEC and their schedule? Who needs this more?
I think Texas needs this more, and that is because Ohio State's already proven themselves against Texas last year. They beat Texas in the playoffs. They won a national championship. Texas needs this more. I think in order to get officially fully back onto the map of where Texas used to be, they need a big explosive win right out of the gate for momentum this year. I have a feeling no matter what the outcome is with these two teams, they are going to end up meeting later on down the road this season. But as of right now, going into this season, Texas needs it more after getting embarrassed by Ohio State in the playoffs last season.
Okay. Shane, what about you? How are you feeling on this take? You agree with the Texas mindset, you being an SEC guy and all, or do you think it's Ohio State with new quarterback, lost some talent, still has a lot of talent? Who needs it more?
I agree with everything Jacob said, but I'm going to say Ohio State.
Okay.
And I say this because it is the SEC against Big Ten. The SEC, Texas has a lot of a better chance of recovering from it if they do lose it, right? How Ohio State typically has a slip up somewhere.
Yeah.
So if they lose against Texas, have a slip up against a Penn State or an Illinois or another team like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to take them out of the contention because, of course, it's not. They still have a chance of winning a Big Ten championship, but I think Ohio State needs it more.
Okay, Ricky, what about you?
Yeah, I'm actually going to agree with Shane on this one, just for the simple fact is that one of the things that we have talked about all summer long, and including it to now, and Jacob, you're probably going to agree with me when I tell you this. Now, I'm not going to disagree with everything you said, Jacob, because you make a valid point. But I will say this much. Ohio State fans are acting like they didn't even win a national championship last year. This game does not necessarily mean a thing to Texas in regards of seeding, in regards of anything that's going to go on, because in my opinion, I think both these teams are going to be in the playoff regardless of who wins or who loses, just based off the fact of what we have going on here. And, of course, both teams are going to have plenty of time to recover. Now, the one thing that we do have to remember with Texas, they do have to go to Georgia. That's going to be a big ball game. And I don't care how good I think they're going to be on the up and coming this year. They've also got to go to Florida. But on the flip side, Ohio State has to go to Illinois. And yes, Jacob, you got to go to Michigan this year. So either way, you don't really see much of a push and a pull here. But because the fact that Ohio State fans do not act like they won a national title, I think if Ryan Day can really explode, get them 1-0 against the top number 1 ranked Texas, preseason ranked number 1 Texas team, and get them going, maybe, just maybe, Ohio State fans will have a little bit more faith in them.
Okay, that's some good takes. Tyler, as a Penn State guy, a fan of a Big Ten team, are you in that mindset that Ohio State needs this more, especially with the kind of schedule they got? They got to play you, of course. Or is this going to be more of a Texas thing? Who truly needs this more?
Well, seeing as they play us, they really don't need to win because they're going to beat us anyway. But I feel like
wow.
I feel like Ohio's schedule is they can lose 2 games and be a 5th seed. So I think Texas needs it more just so Arch can get this tough team out the way so he can start playing a little bit of cupcakes before that schedule starts to get a little harder. So I think Texas needs this a little bit more just to get Arch ready.
Right.
So.
Yeah. For me personally, I've been kind of going back and forth in this for a few reasons, and it's kind of the reasons you guys talked about, where it's like Ohio State, like, it doesn't really feel like they won the Natty. You know what I mean? Like, it feels kind of weird. Like, the fans, like what Ricky was saying, the fans aren't necessarily acting like it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of weird. Is it simply because it was the first 12-team playoff? And they were the 6th seed. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna get Jacob's thoughts on that here in a second. But in terms of like who needs it more, I'm kind of in the mindset of Texas, because like I look at the big games for both teams, right? The games that we're expecting potential losses, and I think Texas might have a little bit tougher of a road where they could hit potentially a few more losses in the books than Ohio State. Like, I mean, I'm not meaning any disrespect to Illinois or Penn State or Michigan. Those are all three games that I think, Penn State, I mean, not Penn State, Ohio State could legitimately drop. But at the same time, like, I feel like some of the games that Texas got to go against with Georgia, and honestly, I'm going to agree with Ricky, Florida at Florida. If it wasn't at Florida, I'd have a different opinion. But with it being at Florida, I mean, I think there are some games on Texas' schedule in that SEC conference that Texas could drop. So in my mind, I think this team needs it more. And I also think it's just from a standpoint of because of all of the hype around it, I think Arch Manning needs it more, right? Like, if you want to compare the two quarterbacks, like they both need it equally for different reasons, but to an extent, but there's just that little edge for me that I think Arch Manning kind of needs this more, just because of all that hype around him, of him being a Manning, him being the next guy that's supposedly going to terrorize us for the next 20 years. Jacob, kind of final thoughts on this as Ohio State fans. Like, first off, is that kind of the, you were nodding your head earlier there with Ricky when he was saying that. Is this kind of the right direction that we're kind of thinking of? Like, it doesn't really feel like you guys want a natty. Obviously, you did, but I mean, in terms of the fandom, like, is it, like, what's your thoughts on this?
So I will say, Ohio State fans, we understand we won a national championship,
Right.
but there's a few reasons why we are going into this season without that mindset. One reason is because reset, reload, re-go.
Right.
We
Move
lost
on.
a lot of people. We lost, we're getting ready to start our first true freshman quarterback in almost a decade. We lost a lot of talent on the defense. We lost a lot of leadership on the defense specifically. Also, we won a national championship, but let's be real here, Ohio State fans. The true national championship to us is that Michigan game.
That's fair.
And we haven't been able to win it in quite some time. And, it's bittersweet winning the national championship, but also we have Michigan fans in the background saying, oh, well, we beat the national champions this year. Oh, boy.
Where's Steve at? Get him in here.
So, it was bittersweet winning the national championship last year. So that's why we're kind of going into this season, just reset, reload, do what we need to do, win the rivalry game, and let's make it a back-to-back year.
Yeah. It almost kind of sounds like my mindset with the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears can lose every single game in a season, but if we only have 2 wins, if those 2 wins are against the Packers, that's a good year. That's a dub for me, baby. I'll take that all day. So that's kind of what I'm hearing here. Is that if you lost every game, obviously that'd be very heartbreaking, and you might not be the same man that's sitting here in front of me. But if you lost every game but the Michigan game, I think you'd walk away kind of like, hey, you know what? That's a dub.
He'd be a Michigan State fan.
He'd be a Michigan State fan. Man, I feel.
Hell no.
Yeah, do those exist? Oh man, I got it rough out there. No, the Texas and Ohio State, man, it's gonna be electric this weekend. Not a big fan that it's gonna be the noon game because a big noon kickoff. Not a fan of that, but is what it is. And Jacob's going to potentially be on the pins and needles for the entire game. So that's going to be cool.
Can't wait. Starting it off fantastic. Can't wait.
Well, on the bright side, again, this is week 1, baby. We both got, you got a long way to go. Plenty of time to get back into the playoffs. So, I think you'll be all right. We got this. All right, boys, let's head over to the next thing we got on the docket. Let's talk week 0. Does week 0 need to be revamped or reconsidered with how it's approached, right? Because there was some conversation. People were glad to have football come back, right? I mean, as who wouldn't, right? You had a nice ranked matchup that ended up being pretty solid between Iowa State and Kansas State over in Dublin. Good times there. Shout out to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors getting the dub over Stanford. Love that. That was excellent. Mike is a dog. Mike is gritty. We love for it, But other than that, you kind of had some slog fest throughout there. Plus, there was a big gap of no games from the opening game to kind of the next set of games that kind of took place. No college game day and everything. And of course, when it comes to week 0, like historically, this has been it exists because of the Hawaii rule, right? Where it helps offset travel costs. You get the home game in Honolulu. You get some other teams getting additional home game plus just more viewership, get more revenue, etc. But with how the money has been exploding over time, it's like, do we need to? In you guys' opinion, should week 0 be kind of reconsidered how it's approached. Maybe get one or two more premier games in there. Maybe get College Game Day involved and really make it feel like a real thing, because it just kind of feels like, it's here. It feels kind of like a whimpered fart to kick off college football. Ty, this was your topic. What is your thoughts on week 0? Because obviously it has a historical purpose, but feels kind of weird now.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to do too much by having the games in Ireland and then having a Big 12 matchup in Ireland to start the season. Is weird to me.
Well, is that big? Yeah, okay, yeah. I was almost messing up on Iowa State. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, wasn't last year Georgia Tech and Florida State?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was, because that was Jacob's big call, that Florida State was going to lose that game.
So I feel like yeah, you can call it week 0, but it's really like week 1A to me.
Yeah,
like because everything you look at, it says week 1. It doesn't say week 0.
yeah. There's like nothing that says week 0 except like the video game now.
Yeah, but they don't have anything to make it like a week 1.
Mhm.
Like it's like benefit games in high school.
Right.
That's what I look at them and I'm like,
Yeah.
Basic games,
And one of the other historical purposes of it as well, failed to mention it, you mentioned it, was international games. They usually, this is the time where an international game gets fit in. So it's like, do you add another international game maybe? Do we add some more premier matchups? You know what I mean?
I say add 2.
Add 2?
Go back to back.
Go back to back. Okay.
Kind of like a mid-season or early season tournament in basketball.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Shane, what about you? How do you feel about week 0? I mean, obviously it's great to have college football back and football back, but it just kind of feels a little weak sometimes,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I say add 2 and maybe spread them out. One in
gotta spread them.
Dublin, one in London, one in Australia. Like, it doesn't really matter. But I think there needs to be more. But also, I'm never want to get rid of it, because for me, as a huge college football fan, like, we go 7, basically 8 months, because technically week 1 doesn't start till typically the last Saturday of August or the first Saturday of September.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going 7, 8 months without football. So it's like you're finishing your dinner and then dessert is right there, right around the corner.
Right.
And it just gets us ready for the college football season. But I definitely think that we should add maybe 1, 2 premier, maybe have like a noon, 3, and a 6 o'clock kickoffs for all 3.
Yeah.
To where we just get a full day of premium matchups and lead us right into week 1.
Okay. Ricky, what about you? How have you always felt about week 0?
Oh, high school football here in Arkansas started the 0 week about 3 years ago, maybe 4, if my mind's correct. The only reason that Arkansas high school football started doing the 0 week was to get an extra bye week for some of these teams. And in this case, you could see that 0 week here in college football doesn't really mean much at all. I like the idea of doing, international games, I guess. To me, I think international needs to be more promoted toward the NFL than it does college. That's just me. One thing that we used to do, one thing that Hooten's magazine used to support, was they would take these bigger high schools, some of the ones who are traditionally football powerhouses, and they would mix up their classifications, and then they would play each other on a college campus. Maybe you could do that with college football and put them on NFL NFL fields or something like that. But they need to do something, because, like I said, this past weekend really just did not feel like this was the kickoff time. To me, this coming weekend is more of the kickoff time when it comes to college football. But like I said, they've got to figure something out for it. Why are we even having a 0 week to begin with if all we're going to get is these cupcake games? And of course, we have that one international game. That's just kind of my synopsis on it. They need to do something. They need to have more involvement with these teams, because it just feels like it's flatline.
Yeah, because like when it came to college football kind of kicking off this weekend, it's like, again, you have a really great game 1, ranked matchup, whatever, came down to the wire, really good game, right? But then it's like there's no promotion for it. Like, again, college game day could have helped amplify where it really felt like college football's back. But then that game is done, and it's like, dude, it's like a 3-hour period before it's like the next set of games start. It just kind of felt weird. I don't know. I mean, Jacob, you were watching that game, obviously good game, but after that, it's like we got nothing. So it's like, are you in the same mindset as us when it comes to week 0? It's like, I mean, it's a great concept and it has its historical reasons, but at the same time, I feel like those historical reasons kind of been outgrown a little bit.
I think really the only thing that needs to happen, personally speaking, is just the addition of College Game Day.
That's fair.
That right there will electrify the entire day. I don't think we necessarily need more games. I don't necessarily think that we need more quote unquote ranked versus ranked or high caliber games. I think what week 0 does is dip everybody's toes into college football before the actual like full on season week 1 starts. We get FCS, we get the big premier matchup, usually ranked versus ranked in the international game. We get a few middle tier type games like Hawaii and Stanford, or any other game within that. It's not made to necessarily kick off the big games. It's just there to dip the toes into the season, give people a little bit of an scratch that little tiny itch, not the full itch, but just a little bit of the itch.
Yeah,
just enough to get people excited for week 1.
It's truly an appetizer, you know what I mean? It's not like a Chili's triple dipper appetizer where that's what you're ordering and that's your meal, like it's truly like a chips and salsa, which that could be a meal in itself, but you know what I mean? Like an actual appetizer, like before we get to the main course, or in what Shane said was the dessert. So, I mean, that's also a good point. But I don't know. I think we could at least spread the games out a little bit. Like we had a big gap there. College Game Day, I feel like you got to get them involved because that's going to really bring the hype for it. Like, man, college football's back. Football's back. Is College Game Day involved? So it's like you get them involved with it. You do the kickoff or whatever the big, international game is, and you kind of spread the love. And then, you do bring up a good point that this week is also historically like good to help kind of highlight some smaller schools or whatever, which I don't think that's a bad thing. But again, I feel like maybe we get one more good matchup in there and just spread the love a little bit of, all of where it's not all happening at once. There's a big gap and stuff. And I feel like week 0 can be something, that could be improved on quite a bit, good concept. I think there's just some elements this was a little outdated is all.
I think just a rebuttal with the whole, kind of gap, the awkward gap in between games, that gap was filled with FCS games that were not televised as predominantly as the FBS games were. So if we can televise those FCS games, that gap won't seem as like awkward.
Yeah. And that gives a chance.
Make it like an FCS special week or something like that. Put North Dakota State and South Dakota State in there for crying out loud.
It's almost
do something like that. Or we could have a Tucker Craft Day. Let's have a Tucker Craft Day. Let's do that.
Hey,
let's have a Tucker Craft Day.
So 2 things. One, with the Tucker Craft thing. Shout out to Tucker Craft. He has made it his mission to get noticed by Kraft, and he has succeeded. Kraft has noticed that he exists. Playing for the Green Bay Packers. So it's like a mix, a perfect mix.
I've been promoting him for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Thanks to
but
me.
also speaking,
I want that endorsement deal. Dang it.
But it's also speaking of like promoting it. In terms of what you were just saying with like having like the FCS. It's almost as if there's a terrible, unprofessional, weak show that needs to do better that does a little something called an FCS Game of the Week. It's almost as if that's a thing somewhere. Man, if only I could remember where it was from. Hot dog. Go to sparkyshop.com right now and pick up, the unprofessional and the do better shirt. We'd appreciate that. Shout out to FCS Game of the Week. It's goated. All right, boys. You want to hit an ad? Let's hit an ad. What ad do we want to hit? Make your pick. Pick your poison.
Rogue.
Which rogue? I've got like 3 different ones, brother.
Any.
All right. Give me 1, 2, or 3. Pick a number.
3.
4.
All right. What? Who said 4? Why'd you say 4? You stop that. We're going to an ad break. Hey. How's it going? Do you like energy drinks? So I got one for you. It's Rogue Energy. We've got the energy line. We've got hydration. We've got chill if you go on a relax. We have a referral link. It's in the description below. Same thing with promo code Sparky3. So, yeah. A lot of cool stuff going on. Should check it out. And we're back. Hopefully everyone enjoys the ads. I'm proud of the ads. I need to make some more. We do have a green screen here in the stooge. I got to make some more. So I'm going to get around to that. We'll get to it. We'll hop to it at some point. All right, boys. Still staying in the vein of college football. Let's talk about maybe your top college football sleeper player. who could be up for some awards at the end of the year and explode onto the scene. And when I ask that question, it could be a couple different things, right? You know, I could be talking. You think someone maybe not is the top 4 people that everyone's talking about for the Heisman, maybe just in the running for some awards, or maybe just as simple as like they're going to hella increase their draft stock. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can look at, like, you know, in terms of a sleeper player here. I've got a list, but there is one particular guy for me that I'm kind of looking at more than the others, just because I kind of like the situation that he's in. You know, Shane, let's kick things off with you. You know, sleeper players this year. Is there any guys across the college football landscape that you think could maybe explode on the scene a little bit?
I'm gonna be honest. He's probably not a sleeper, but Ohio State's quarterback Julian Sayin.
Okay.
It's not really, and I know it's my topic, and I was going to be prepared, but busy. But Julian Sayin, I'm excited to see what he's going to do, because I'm not going to lie, I haven't been keeping up with awards or anything like that, but just from a football perspective and how recruited he was, we've seen it from Ohio State before, Justin Fields, things like that. I want to see how he develops.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna shout mine out, and then I'm gonna pass it to you, Jacob, because I also want your reaction on his as well as mine, because mine is also involving an Ohio State Buckeye, a former Ohio State Buckeye, that is. I gotta be honest, I might be on my own little island, boys, but I kind of like the vibes that I'm getting around quarterback Devin Brown out of California. I kind of like the vibes down there with Brian Harsin being the OC and everything. Hopefully, buddy. Stay away from some people. All right, stay in your office. Stay focused on work, buddy. All right, let's stay away from the cheerleaders. Let's stay focused on work first off. But man, I kind of like that situation that he's in. Devin Brown, was competing for starting jobs, was beat out for by Kyle McCord, but there was a lot of other issues that went into it. Injured finger, if I remember correctly, had to have surgery. He's a trooper. He stayed with Ohio State for the entire championship run, because obviously one storyline that was taking place during that was there were quarterbacks and other players across college football that had teams in the playoffs that was having to transfer early because jobs was getting taken. I mean, one was one of your backups over at Penn State. He had to he didn't want to transfer. He openly said that, but everyone was transferring left and right. He's like, man, if I don't transfer, I may not have a place to play next year. So he rode it out all the way to the championship. But Devin Brown over there in Cal, man, he's someone that I'm going to keep an eye on, because I just like the situation. I know Cal's the bottom barrel of the ACC, but I think there's some situations that could work out well for him and kind of get get him on the up and ups. Jacob, what about you? Who's your sleeper player, and which, as an Ohio State Buckeye fan, connoisseur, lover, diehard, Ohio certain word that I won't say? What is your opinion on Julian Sayin and Devin Brown?
Well, I was a huge fan of Devin Brown when he was with Ohio State. I personally thought he should have had the starting job over Kyle McCord. Obviously, Kyle McCord went on to Syracuse, had a pretty decent year, went on to the NFL. Stories written there. I was a huge fan of Devin Brown. I think he was more of a Ohio State type of quarterback. Obviously, it didn't work out. I guess that's why I'm not a head coach. But I loved Devin Brown. I think he's going to have a great season this year with Cal. Great, meaning probably, at least bowl eligible, hopefully.
Yeah, at the bare minimum.
I'm going to keep it under wraps as far as my opinion's concerned with Julian Sayin, for the most part. The only thing that I will say as far as he's concerned is I went in Lincoln Kienholz.
One in Lincoln Kienholz. Okay.
Yep.
I tried.
But as far...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. As far as my sleeper player, and this was before week zero solidified it for me for sure. Quarterback Avery Johnson from K-State.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I think he is at least going to be up for a Maxwell Award this year for sure. He has top to bottom leadership on and off the field that I love to see within a quarterback. Obviously, he's trying to fill some big shoes with Will Howard after Will Howard left K-State. He did a decent job last year. This year, I think he's really going to excel and make that big leap for K-State, and I think he's going to lead K-State to a potential Big 12 championship.
Okay. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, like when it comes to the Big 12, I mean, K-State and Texas Tech, man, they are the big favorites, and I think Avery Johnson's going to be one of the leaders over there, and he's going to be up for a lot of awards. But also, I want to point out with Lincoln, man, he's a bum. He's a bum.
No.
Yeah, he's a
No.
bum. You want to know why he's
No.
a bum? You want to know why?
No.
Because I tried to recruit him in the transfer portal in college football 26, and he didn't come to me. So he's a bum. He's done. He's a bum. He's a bum. I don't want to hear it. He's a bum. I tried, and he said no. He said no to this. Think about that. Not a fan. Not a fan. Don't like that. Don't like that. Ricky, what about you? Who's the top sleeper player for you? What do we got cooking over in Ricky's world?
Well, I've got a couple of them
Ooh.
that I think are going to be a little bit underneath the radar. The first one I am going to go with running back at that plays for SMU. His name's Derek McFall. He was a 4-star out of Tyler, Texas. He had several offers. Arkansas being one of them. You jerk! You could have went to Arkansas and actually helped us. He didn't play a whole lot last year, but he is expected to be the starting and the actual first down back to start this year. So we will see what Mr. McFall can do. He was an outstanding high school athlete. He can run the football. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can do just about anything that any typical running back can do. So this could be his year to shine, considering the fact that he is no longer the freshman. Now he is probably going to be the top dog with their top dogs leaving. The other one, if he didn't play for such a crappy team, he'd probably get a little bit more recognition than what he's going to. But I'm gonna go with the quarterback at Mississippi State, Blake Shapen, who came from Baylor a couple of years ago. He was a transfer last year, was going to shatter every record that his career record, not record, but he was going to be on pace to have his best season by far. He gets injured 4 games into the season, and so and that just tells you. So the first 4 games, he was already third in passing yards in the SEC, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception in the first 4 games. And I don't care who you're playing in the first 4 games, that's pretty daggum good, considering that you are playing for the SEC. But if he can find a way to get the Bulldogs going this year, that Mississippi State team this year, and get on pace to where he was last year, Mr. Blake Shapen could be looking at, if maybe not college awards because they're not very good, but maybe just maybe we can see him maybe getting some draft status for the next NFL draft.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, we got Tyler here, who's, a vocal Mississippi State fan in some capacity. So, Tyler, how you feel? Yeah, according to certain credentials that you have to follow, you are unfortunately a Mississippi State fan.
I wouldn't say unfortunately.
I would, because Starkville stinks.
Okay.
I've been there and I've stayed there. I got pink eye there. I also had an ear infection while I was there, and I had the flu while I was there, all at the same time, by the way. So I can safely say that Starkville stinks. Not a fan. How do you feel about that take, and who is your top sleeper player?
I like Shapen. I think he's going to do pretty good over there. It's hard not to win more than 4 games. So I feel like if he wins 6 games,
Superstar.
All right. Hey, sign him up. NFL, Pro Bowl, All-American, everything. Okay. My guy is, I got 2 guys. I figure why not throw a Wyoming guy in there just for the memes. This guy has an awesome last name. This dude's name is John Michael Gillenborg.
Ooh.
Okay. Just that name alone, what position do you think he plays?
That sounds like that's either like an edge rusher or a tight end.
Tight end.
Okay.
He's gonna be solid. He did get hurt last year. He was on pace for a pretty solid year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like, you know what? Quarterbacks out there suck.
Oh.
But I feel like Caden can get him the ball a lot better than Savobia. Savobia, disrespectful number 17. Just saying.
Retire the jersey.
Retire jersey. Okay. Savobia, get up out of here. I don't know where he went. He's no longer on the roster, so evidently he got the memo. Yeah, Gillen, he's probably not gonna win any awards, but don't be surprised if he gets picked in the second day next year of the draft.
Ooh.
Just saying. I'm calling it now, write it on your board, whatever. My second guy, this is the guy I really wanted just because of his name. He's transferring from Tennessee to your favorite Florida State. That's also FFU. FU. Okay.
Mm.
I swapped some words out there for you. You know,
Yeah,
be
yeah,
a little,
appreciate that. Yeah,
be a little better out
a little
here.
bit
You know,
more PG.
didn't want to slip up again.
You
You know, just saying.
Yeah. I think we're on Disney right now, so let's calm down.
Disney or Disney Plus?
That's true.
Just
Disney
for real.
Plus, Disney Plus is a
real.
little
Just
wild.
saying.
Like, you know.
I'm just saying. You know?
I mean, you also got you're right because Hulu's about to go away and Disney Plus is about to be everything. So you're right.
I'm just saying.
We on the Disney Channel.
Okay.
So let's watch the language.
So this guy, his name is Squirrel White. You ever heard of a squirrel that's white?
First off, that's his actual name. Like, hold on.
Yeah, that's his name. Squirrel
His name's Squirrel. Bruh.
Right, you can't even say his name.
Bruh, Squirrel White.
Squirrel White.
Wow, that's kind of like a tongue twister. That's
It
why.
really
That's why
is.
I had to stop. I was like,
Yeah. Okay.
Squirrel White,
Yeah. He,
like the color white, or is it
that's-
right?
No, white.
White, like the color.
Yeah, like WHIT.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure we're on the.
White.
All right, yeah. Okay, all right.
Okay. So your name's Squirrel. You got to be fast. I don't know if he's fast or not. I ain't looked it up. But I did know that he did have a struggling last year. Nico, I'm going to leave you. That's what he told him. I'm going to leave you. You out there in the open. I'm going to leave you. You ain't getting the ball, okay? I'm going to leave you. You're on an island by yourself. But you know what? You know who he has now? He's got 4'7" Tommy Castellanos. Used to play at Boston College. He might be taller than 4'11". I think he's like 5'11". But, dog, that's still short. Sorry, Jacob. I'll get you a step ladder so you can be 5'11". So yeah,
God, dog.
send them to
shot.
send them to Dallas for you. How about that? You can get Squirrel White up there in Dallas. Y'all might win 3 games.
Man, hold on. All right. We got to pause. We got to pause. I gotta Google this guy's name. Is this his like legal name, or is this the name that he goes by? Because like you've got me like in a pretzel right now in my head. Like I gotta know. Okay, so no, Squirrel is just indeed a nickname. Okay,
What's his real name?
Marcarius Malik Squirrel White. Squirrel's the nickname.
Hey, what's your favorite name of that person?
Squirrel.
Malik.
Stop.
Hey, I'm telling you, you going down a rabbit trail, actually a squirrel trail.
Stop.
We're back at Malik.
Nah, we can get away from Malik, brother.
No,
We've been there, done that.
Hey, you got the double doink on that one, man. You got the Malik and the Florida State. Come on now. Hey, there's levels to this, dog.
There
Just saying. Just saying.
The fact he not only mentioned Malik, but Florida State and double doink all in the same string of words. I'm so close to dropping the one F-bomb a show that we can have.
I think we're all about the Nico Amaliva.
God, dog.
Man.
So, all right, we got Squirrel White over at Florida State University.
Florida State.
Not favorite. Trust me on that. And then we got Bear over at BYU. Do we have some other players with animal nicknames? I need. All right, hold on. Is Bear that guy's legal name?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Look at the way it's spelled.
All right, hold on.
You're not gonna fake that one.
Yeah, hold on. How do you spell this guy's last name?
Just put Bear 47 BYU.
Okay.
He'll pop up.
Yeah, because I can't remember what his last name is. I'm drawing the biggest blank.
It's
My
a big-
lord, Bear. That is his legal name. Shout out. I mean, it's not the first time. Obviously, there's legendary Bear Bryant. Is Bear Bryant his real name? I have questions now.
Yeah, Bear Bryant's real name.
I feel like I should know that, considering he's from here in the state. But alas, I don't. Either way, man, now I'm about to dive down a rabbit hole. Do we have more players across college football that have more animal names? We have Bear Botchmeyer over at BYU wearing number 47. Which is horrifying. I'm kind of about it though. I'm kind of about a quarterback wearing 47 this year. I know. It feels like blasphemous. I know you're shaking your head. It feels like blasphemous, but at the same time,
No.
like that guy, like I look at that, and if I was an opposing linebacker or a defensive lineman, and I saw a quarterback come up wearing number 47 with a name Bear Bachman, I would probably walk off the field. I'd be scared.
If I'm a defensive coordinator and I see a quarterback on the field, number 47, I'm sending 11-man blitz because I know that man can't throw the ball.
Oh no, he doesn't play for Army Navy. Come on now.
He might as well be. It's a man wearing a fullback number.
Hey, speaking of Army Navy, shout out to the quarterback for Navy, where it's like he's like arguably like the best passer they've had in like forever, even though he only passed for 1,300 yards last year. But hey, that's a start, baby. That's a start. Oh God! All right. Any other players you guys want to shout out? You guys ready to hit the Jacob and Ricky's favorite conversation right now, potentially?
Yay.
I do have a player, but can't say his name on the show, so we'll just wrap that up.
What a name.
Hold on.
I hear you, Shane.
Dalton,
I hear you.
Dalton, my dude. I'll just say that.
All right. So we also have a redshirt senior defensive lineman for UAB Blazers named Fish McWilliams. So I think we're starting to get together an all-star team of animal named players. So
Is it PH or F?
Oh, it's an F, brother.
Oh.
It's Fish.
It's not Fat
Yikes.
Shanks or whatever his name was.
It's Fish McWilliams.
Fat Watts.
It's Fish McWilliams. I think we're starting to get a team together. We got Bear, we got Squirrel, we got Fish. Let's keep them coming. Like we got a team going right now. But you know who doesn't have a team going right now? That'd be the Dallas Cowboys. Let's talk about them.
Wow, what a transition.
Yeah, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the disaster that is the Micah Parsons situation. So here's my question, because there's a lot to digest here. Is this truly over in Dallas? All right, because we've seen what seems like impossible hurdles before become hurdled. Okay, I in prep for this show and listening back to old episodes, I stumbled upon with the episode where we were talking about the Lamar situation, and I personally said on the show, I think it's done, and obviously it's not. Here we are. Is this a situation where we can overcome the hurdle? Is this something that can be a Lamar Jackson, an Emmitt Smith, a Chris Johnson? Who else do I have on my list? I had a list going. John Riggins, historically, he set out for a whole year and came back. Just recently, Trey Henderson got a $14 million raise. Not an extension, but a raise. So he's coming back. Shamar Stewart just signed with the Bengals. Can this be something that can be overcome, or is this about to be truly a Le'Veon Bell where he's done? This is the last time you're going to see him in Dallas. Ricky, let's start with you. How are you feeling on the Micah situation? Are you in the mindset, screw it, move on? Do you think this can be overcome? What's your thoughts?
Hey, the truth, I really don't care which way it goes at this point, because I'm tired of hearing about it.
I figured that might be your mindset.
When this first came out, Jacob may be a total opposite mind for me when it's said and done when it comes to this, and I respect that. At first, I was on Micah Parsons' side. Micah Parsons needs the money. We need to pay this guy. He needs to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. From my understanding, Jerry offered him that. Now I don't feel sorry for him one bit. After seeing what I saw Friday, I don't feel sorry for him one single bit. Because here's the thing, gentlemen, and this is kind of where when you're under contract, and I understand he's still under the rookie contract and everything like that, but when you're under contract, you're under contract. That means you need to play. And here's the big secret, gentlemen. Dallas does not have to trade him. And if he decides to sit out, he's going to have to sit out for 2 seasons. Do you actually think that he is willing to sit out 2 full seasons before going to another football team? Because that's where he's at. He doesn't have cards to play. He could sit out the entire freaking season all he wants to. He might as well sit out too, because he doesn't have the cards to play. The same way, of course, it was a little bit different with Le'Veon Bell. Whenever Le'Veon Bell did his signing or whatever the case may be. But in this certain case, Micah Parsons has 0 cards to play. There is no one in the National Football League who can force Jerry Jones to trade him. There's no one in the National Football League, even outside the National Football League, who can force Jerry Jones to trade him or release it. They can't do that. So until Micah Parsons grows up, signs a contract, which he's been given plenty of money to do, he doesn't have the cards to play. He's not a free agent. He's still under contract for another year. He's just trying to get this deal done early. They could get this deal done next season. Why does it have to be now? He has 0 cards to play, people. None. He's lost. It's over with. Sign the contract and move on.
Okay. Jacob, you're nodding your head a little bit in there. Are you in full agreement, or?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Ricky at this point. I am under the same mindset that I was in Micah's corner in the beginning. Now I'm a little bit more in Dallas's corner now. I mentioned my whole mindset as far as this was concerned last week a little bit. I want Micah to leave. At this point, I want Micah to leave. I think he needs to go to another team for a variety of reasons. One, because he's kind of giving into the toxic behavior that Dallas does not need right now at all. And also because I think that he can excel better and get paid more from a different team.
Right.
I at this point, I agree with Ricky. I don't think he has any leverage anymore. He's not going to, even if a contract was signed today, he would not be ready for week 1 and possibly not even week 2 at this point. So get rid of him at this point. You know, I think the only way that Jerry's going to, if a trade's on the table, the only way Jerry's going to actually agree to it is if it's 2 first-round picks, which I think Micah is worth.
At least 2.
At least 2.
Yeah. At least 2.
But other than that, yeah, no, get Micah out of Dallas at this point. I'm tired of it. I love Micah. I have a jersey of his, but get rid of him.
Get rid of him. Okay. All right. You know, Shane, what about you? How are you feeling? I know you're not a Cowboys fan, but just from outsider looking in, like the 3 of us here on the top who all despise the Cowboys, what's your mindset?
I would agree. I mean, Michael Parsons has 0 leg to stand on.
At this point, yeah.
I mean, he was offered the money that he was offered. It was more than fair to be the highest paid non-quarterback. That's what he wanted, but it just happened to be not the number that he wanted, even though he got the position he wanted, highest paid non-quarterback.
Yeah, it's just not
so at this point, it's just crying about spilt milk.
Right.
And he's not getting his way. He's not getting that number. But at the end of the day, that's selfish. And like what Jacob said, you can't be selfish anyways when it comes to a team sport like football and have that team succeed. And I think we've seen that even last year. So I think that could be a real reason why, you know, that defense, I'm going to be honest, given Michael Parsons was a star of that defense, but that defense was not anything good. And honestly, you ship him out or let him hold out for 2 years, let him sign whatever. Either way, Dallas would be in a better fit. Bring people in that's going to be about making that team defense better, not just about getting to a certain number.
Okay. Ty, what about you? He's your guy from Penn State. I mean, are you in his corner anymore? Or are you like in mindset's like, well, you kind of screwed yourself over here, buddy?
I'm gonna be honest. He has not been in my corner since 2023. That's when or 2022. 21. I don't know. Whenever
you keep changing your year.
Well, I don't know. It was COVID. Okay, I think it was 21.
Okay.
Because he sat out against Arkansas. Arkansas beat him. Now I got to live with that for the rest of my life.
Ooh.
So, you know, Micah Parsons can go sit on a rock and throw pebbles in the ocean because he should have signed that contract.
Yeah.
No, hey, if your agent wants to be there, dude, bring your agent in. You ain't got to go see Jerry every time by yourself.
Right.
Be like, hey, just put him on FaceTime. I don't care. Hey, his agent got it in his feelings. Now Micah's got to pay for it. Micah's like, well, at this point, I just want to do podcasts. I don't even want to play football, especially Dallas. Who wants to play in Dallas? You know? He can go to a bigger – hey, send him in New York.
Send him New York.
Send him in New York.
Which one? Which one?
There's only one.
There's only
I mean,
one.
send him to New Jersey, right?
Yeah. You know. A new
or send them to the actual New York team. You know, could do that. The one that's
Nobody
actually in the state of New York. So,
well,
nah, it's basically in Canada.
Yeah,
it basically is low key.
We have no money, so
that's true. That's true. You
good
guys
luck
have
with that.
You guys have no money.
Hey,
at
if
all,
Jerry
man.
can't pay you, the Pagulas definitely.
Yeah. No, so I've been in the mindset for a little while, just jokingly, like as you guys have seen, is like, oh, fulfill the prophecy. 2018 Bears 2.0, except the double doink won't happen. You know, that's been, I've been viewed this as like, hey, this feels like the Khalil Mack thing all over again. Now I'm kind of indifferent about it, where it's just like, I think I might be good. I'm gonna let Dallas figure that one out. I might be good on that one now. I don't know, because like there is a lot of back and forth on this. You know, I was in Micah's corner, just like everyone else here is saying, and now it's just like, man, I feel like you probably should just sign the deal if it's true and you actually had the contract that was going to make you the highest non-pay non QB. Then man, you probably should have taken it. Especially if we could have got it done, but. I don't know. I mean, Ricky, what's your, you got something else you want to throw in?
Yeah, so I was gonna talk about the agent, before first day, because Tyler brought up the agent.
Yeah, yeah.
From my understanding, because Jerry is one of those people, just like a lot of owners, he likes to talk to the player first. They don't necessarily communicate a whole lot with the agent. If the agent wants to be a part of it, that's fine. But Jerry's not going to reach out to the agent. And here's the key factor: he doesn't have to.
Facts.
None of them have to. The agents are just there to represent them and to say, hey, this is a good deal. Hey, this is not such a good deal. So now, like we talked about before, with his agent basically backfiring everything, like, what's he going to accomplish? If he wants to be the highest paid non quarterback, you take the deal now. Because if he does end up sitting out for 2 years, they're not going to pay him that kind of money after sitting out for 2 years. It's not going to happen. He has no leverage here. It's done. It's it. And I'll just say this much: Jacob may feel totally different about this than I do, but I think our defense is going to be just fine with him, and I think it's going to be just fine without him.
Mm.
I think we're going to be a little bit better defensively this year than what people are expecting. I think we're going to be a little bit better.
You put it perfectly. Just fine.
Just fine.
We're not gonna be great. We're not gonna be bad. We're just gonna be
Just
fine.
We'll be fine.
Maybe not compete for a Super Bowl, haven't won one in 29 years, as we found out at the beginning of the show. But, you'll be fine, It'll be another year to be a Dallas Cowboys fan,
8-9, baby, 8-9.
Wow. Are you sure?
Just another
For
year.
some of us.
Another year to be a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Well,
Hey, listen, Jacob. I can talk all the shit I want. I'm a Chicago Bears fan, Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I'm used to misery. I'm bringing you down to my level. Like we about to be miserable together, brother. About to be miserable together. Also, shout out to that. So this is kind of a low key little funny joke, right? So whenever me and Christina, my wife, were getting kind of serious, whatever, and she was telling her family about me and stuff. It's just like, oh, is he a football fan? Oh yeah, whatever. It's just like, oh, who's he a fan of? It's like, oh, well, the Bears are his number one team. Her dad's from Minnesota. He's a Vikings fan. Has a signed Thielen helmet in his living room. Everything, right? And then they're also Kansas City fans. Whatever, right? They have their NFC AFC team respect. And so she told him, oh, he's a Bears fan first, Jacksonville fan second, and her brother. Who's currently playing at UCM. Shout to him. Kickoff next week. He said, "Well, being a Bears and a Jags fan, at least he's going to be loyal." And I'm like, "Damn straight." That's right, brother. I'm here for misery. I can talk all the shit I want about the Cowboys. I haven't won a Super Bowl since '85. I'll talk all the shit. I'm bringing you down to my level. We about to be miserable together. Just another year to be a Cowboys fan. Speaking of that, too, I saw that. I don't know if anyone else saw this. That actually, I don't even remember if I shared in the Discord. Did you guys see like the FanDuel NFL college team comparisons, and it was just like a bunch of memes? Did you guys see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, where it had like Texas and Philly are 1-1, where it's like it's them against the world kind of thing. They had the Bears and Nebraska together, which was great fans who deserve more. So the Cowboys one was the Cowboys in Tennessee. And it's because they haven't been relevant since the 90s, which I also would argue Nebraska could go there. But my old boss, Jason, is a Tennessee and Cowboys fan. So I had to make sure to send that to him because I died when I saw that pairing. I sent it to him, and all Jason sent back was, "You're dead to me." I'm just spitting facts, brother. I didn't make the list. I'm just sharing the list. Oh, God. Well, it'll be a year for the Dallas Cowboys. You both can possibly look forward to more things in college. I don't know, Ricky. In your case, you're screwed either way, buddy. Good luck.
Yep.
It's gonna be a football year for you, Jacob. You might win a natty, so at least you got that going for you. All right, let's shout out some merch because we got merch and merch is cool, and we got new merch. It's not in this video I'm about to show, but we do have new merch, and you should go look at it. Yeah, maybe next week. Maybe I'll redo the video. I don't know. We have a merch store. It's not that great, but we have one. Sparky3shop.com. You can go pick up some really poorly designed merch, like the B shirt, which I think is actually really awesome. We have this thing called the Lonely Boy. It's just a cool little design. I'll put more terrible merch in there, especially if you recommend stuff, then I will probably put stuff in there. We have some really poorly designed hats, so that's cool. Yeah, and I think that's it. Spark3shop.com. It's in the description below somewhere. Sparky3shop.com. It's a place you can visit. and buy some merch, I guess, if you're feeling spicy. See ya. All right, and we're back, and we are here to hit the final topic of the day, which this one's going to be kind of fun. I'm actually looking forward to hearing all of you guys' opinion on this one. This one is, with college football officially kicked off and week 1 happening this weekend, all that good stuff. Let's talk about storylines, because every year in any sport, right? Always got some storylines going into the season. New player, new faces, new coach, new places, coming back from injury, whatever the case is, winless, winning record, whatever, right? There's always a storyline. So my question is, what is you guys' storylines that you're the most excited for this upcoming season? Just like 1 to 3. I'll go ahead and kick off with, I'll go ahead and shout out all 3 of mine, and you guys can kind of bounce off that and just say whatever you want. So I do have 3, and they're all just kind of, they're different for, one of them's a pretty basic one that I feel like everyone has, and then the other 2 are kind of not as basic and hella random. So my hella random one is, for me, one storyline I'm going to be following is down at the FCS level, one of the worst teams in the FCS level being Northwestern State Demons down in Louisiana. The reason I'm going to be following them a little bit is I just want to see if they're going to get a win this year. They deserve it, man. Let's get it. They have not won a game since November 5th, 2022. If you guys recall, in 2023, they had a safety named Ronnie Caldwell, who unfortunately passed away. And when that happened, they forfeited that game. They played a game the next week, lost that game, and they forfeited the rest of the season. And then last year, they just went winless. So they haven't got a win since the passing of Ronnie. So it's like, this is a story that I'm kind of just, following myself, and I just want to see what's going to happen. And I mean, they're not, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be a tough battle for them to, get a dub. Maybe they can get 1 or 2 this year, but it's one I'm going to follow, right? I want to see them get a dub. The fans deserve it, however many there are. The family of Ronnie deserves it. The teammates that play with Ronnie deserve it. The coaches, the school. I want to see them get a win. So that's one of my storylines. The super basic one, because it's like, I feel like it's one that I think everyone's going to have, is Arch Manning going to be that guy that's going to terrorize us for the next 20 years? Like, that's what I'm going to look forward to. Because like, we saw the flashes last year, but this is the first full year under the helm. We can all expect that he's going to be back next year at Texas as well. Take the true Manning way. But like, is this going to be the guy that's going to terrorize us at the pro level for the next 20 years? That's going to be a question that I'm going to be asking. And the last one, just because we love conferences kind of coming back into play here, is all these teams that have signed with the Pac. With the Pac-12, I want to see how these teams are going to perform this year, because obviously, we can look at some of the teams that have joined the Pac, and realistically, how good are these teams? Let's be honest. Utah State kind of stinks. Colorado State kind of stinks. You got Boise State, good for you. But like, you got teams that are joining the Pac-12 who, in recent memory, kind of stink. And if the Pac wants to try to, obviously we know good and god dang well, boys, the Pac is not going to be any sort of relevance. If they manage to somehow keep the power standing, they're going to be bottom of the barrel of the Power 5, right? Bottom of the barrel. But how are they going to perform, right? That's something I really want to see, if they're going to perform at least decent this year, or maybe as like a combined total. Will they have a win-loss? Because even Oregon State and Washington State aren't that great right now. So it's like, I want to see how all these Pac teams are going to do before the Pac is officially brought back together, next year. Ty, what about you? What are some storylines you following, and what's your thoughts on anything I said, if you got any thoughts?
I think Dion at Colorado without his kids, I'm pretty sure this is like the first time he's ever coached without his sons.
I think that's true.
So might be a dumpster fire over there in
That's
Boulder.
True. Yeah.
So that's something to look for. Another thing, dude, I'm just so hyped to see what Matt Rule does, because every 3 years, if you look at his history, so Temple 210, 6-6, 10-4. Third year, glow up. Baylor 111, 7-6, 11-3. Got the cooking. Nebraska 5-7, 7-6. Does he get double digits this year?
That's the question.
See, in his schedule, he has a couple hard games. Michigan, Penn State. Maybe UCLA might be the slip up that keeps him away from that 10 wins. What you think?
I could see that. I could see UCLA potentially being that slip up.
Yeah. So I'm ready to see Matt Rule.
Yeah.
I hope he succeeds.
The year of rule.
Yeah.
He's going to rule the year, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He might get a 4th year like he did in Temple.
Yeah. Or you might see a Carolina Panthers level year.
No.
Not that far?
No.
Not with Patrick Mahomes Jr.?
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Shane, what about you? What are you going to be watching this year besides just, the Razorbacks and how that might be a thing for you?
I'll end on that.
Okay. All right.
But honestly, yeah. My 3 was Arkansas, Dion from Colorado, and then honestly Arch, of course, because I do think I hope he does not terrorize my NFL team for the next. I don't even think it's gonna be 20 years. It might be 25. I'm gonna be honest. But going to Arkansas, yeah, because regardless of what Sam Pittman says in press conferences and whatever it may be, this is it for him. He's got to get over mediocrity here. He's got to get to 9, I think, or he's done for.
That's true.
Especially with what John Gruden's been doing over the offseason with how much he was been talking that he wants to coach in the SEC.
Yep.
And guess what? If it hits the right boosters, they will pay for John Gruden to be here.
I'm glad you brought that up because I did have a question about that. Is that the natural response I think is everyone's had up to this point is like, oh, well, Bobby Petrino is the backup plan, right? But is he though? Like, do you think the Arkansas can make that swing for John Gruden? I think we talked about this for college predictions. I think Ricky, me, and you and Tyler talked about this, right? Did we talk about that on the show? I can't remember. I think we did.
Because I mentioned Bob Petrino has turned down more money to be a coordinator.
Yeah, that's true.
Arkansas.
Yeah, so we did talk about that. So no, that is so you're in the line of thinking that I've been in recently is will Arkansas make a swing like John Gruden, right?
See, I've heard rumors that Petrino and Gruden are good friends.
Really?
So if they're good friends and he's happy being a coordinator at Arkansas, Gruden comes in, already has his OC, his good buddy Bobby Petrino that likes running his type of offense.
Yeah.
Gruden just got to be there to help coach quarterbacks and make sure the P's and Q's are all and I's are dotted, and then bring in a DC, which let's give him. I mean, when John Gruden's won his championships, he's had a dang good defense.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't know how to coach it, he knows how to get people in there to do it.
Right.
And I mean, a lot of people are going to be hounding Sam Pittman. With all respect, now giving all respect to Sam Pittman, I hope he does get to 9 wins, 8 wins, whatever it is to keep him here. I'm a Sam Pittman fan. Over the last 5 coaches that we've had, he's been by far my favorite.
Yeah.
Besides Bobby Petrino, of course. But no women, no motorcycles. No women, no motorcycles.
Right.
Anyways, but I mean, yeah, I'm just interested in just that Northwest Arkansas because right now Calipari's killed it with him coming to Fayetteville, getting all the boosters behind him. And sooner or later, it's going to be the same thing where people are going to be like, hey, boosters will play for football, but we got to get a name in there for us to back up. And right now, it seems like it's going to be John Gruden if it comes available.
Right, yeah. No, when it comes to that situation, I can totally understand where Arkansas fans are coming from, where that's the biggest storyline. Because at the end of the day, it's like you guys are in a really awkward, weird situation this season. You know what I mean? So I can see where you're coming from. Jacob, what about you? What's some storylines? And again, I do want to know your thoughts. What's your thoughts on the possibility of John Gruden to Arkansas? Because I think we did talk about that for the college episode. I can't remember. What's your thoughts on that? What are some storylines you're following?
Why does that just make total sense? Like, why does that feel like a trip that John Gruden would make?
Right.
Like, it just seems like a match made in heaven, in my opinion. I mean, outside of the SEC teams that are looking for coaches or going to be looking for coaches, that Arkansas would be perfect for him. I think he would thrive.
Yeah.
Do I like it, personally speaking? No, I really don't. I'm not a big fan of John Gruden. I'm not a big fan of Arkansas.
It's fair. It just makes sense from the outside looking in.
Match made in heaven, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
But as far as what I'm looking forward to this year, one being back in April, the NCAA passed the new rule changes as far as penalties for phantom injuries. Basically, if the medical personnel enter the field to have to evaluate an injured player's health after the ball is spotted for the next play, that team was going to be charged the timeout. If they're out of timeouts, they get charged a 5-yard delay of game penalty. So I'm interested to see how teams are going to adapt to that, because it's like that in most sports. It's like that in soccer. It's like that in basketball. It's gotten to the point in football where teams have these random phantom injuries to kill momentum.
Yeah.
Kiffin rule.
I, for one, can't wait for that type of effect in football. I think that's what it needs, both at college level and the NFL level. I'm tired of it. It's not soccer. It's not basketball. Stop doing it.
I mean, we seen in week 0 with the Iowa State game.
Yeah, but they did get charged a timeout though.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing too is Tyler. It's now or never for Penn State. All the writing is on the wall.
True.
It's their year. It has to be their year. They have the look of Michigan from 2023. They have the look of Ohio State from last year. They are loaded up with veterans on both offense and defense. It's now or never. Ohio State is reloading after a national championship. Oregon is reloading after the Big Ten title, and Michigan's rebuilding under a freshman quarterback, as well as Ohio State.
Yep.
It is Penn State's best opportunity to finally take the reins of the Big Ten and push for a national championship. I'm hoping they do, just for, competitive sake. I'm hoping they push the, other teams around them to do better. I don't think they will, but that's neither here nor there.
You think they're going to be a Penn State and pull Penn State?
Yep. And last but not least, this is personal to me. It's all about Ohio State's encore and Ryan Day's last true test. He's 1-4 against Michigan.
Yeah.
That you cannot have that. 1-4 against Michigan and 69-6 against everybody else.
Right.
That's a big oof. If Ryan Day does not beat Michigan this year, regardless of what happens, regardless of if we go back-to-back national title, he's going to get ran out of Columbus. I can guarantee you that. I think,
like
the Buckeyes start this season. What's that?
It's about to be like an NBA coaching cycle where it's like guy wins a natty and he's gone the next year.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, it very well could be. I think the Buckeyes start 2025 in a very familiar position of national title contender, but in reloaded roster, 2 new coordinators. It's going to be a big test. I think this is probably one of the biggest tests for both team and coach going into this season.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I could see that. And also to piggyback on something you said about Penn State, I want to point this out because I've pointed this out to Tyler. Can we point out how wild it is that for Tyler's pro and college team, that he is right there on the cusp of a championship either way? Like, can you imagine if Buffalo and Penn State both win the Natty in the Super Bowl this year? I hope you boys are ready for that, for that possibility, and Tyler comes on the show. Like, I hope you're ready for it. That's going to be one of the most toxic episodes I think this show has ever had. I don't think we can air that episode. I think that episode's going to have to go to the blacklist, to the archives. Like, I think the words that might come out of this man's mouth is something that could get us permanently banned from the internet, not even just YouTube, the internet. Like, oh, hey, we see your IP address.
After dark.
Get off. You're done. You're over. No.
That might be a Patreon type.
Yeah, Patreon episode. Yeah, shout out to the Patreon, patreon.com/ATFS. Go support. We'd appreciate that extra support. Oh, that's funny. Ricky, what about you, dude? What's some storylines you're following, brother? What the heck?
So, I mean, yeah, y'all mentioned a bunch of good ones, and some of them that I really didn't think of, but I do want to touch on a couple of them real quick. Number one, I do agree with Jacob when it comes to Ryan Day, and I also agree with him when it comes to Penn State. Because like Jacob pointed out, this is their best chance to win the Big Ten. This is their best chance to win a title. This is it. Like there's probably not going to be many more chances after this year, unless you're expecting rebuilds and reloads and everything like that. Because let's not forget, Illinois returned the most starters in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
That's a big deal considering with this transfer portal that's going on and everything like that. So it's going to be tough, but but this year you have Illinois to add in there along with Michigan and Ohio State. So it's definitely going to be a tough year. And then I also want to touch on Dion, for a second, because I'm glad that someone else besides me thought of that, because he was one of the top ones that was on my mind. A buddy of mine, an old friend of mine, he freelances for it's now the Saline Courier. And I remember when Dion was coaching his son in high school.
We
When
walked him out of the
Shador was in
park.
high school. What now?
I said, and we walked him out of the park.
Yes. And
yeah.
so
I remember that.
Shador was in high school in Texas. They came to Bryant to play Bryant, and Bryant beat them. And my buddy got to interview
Oh,
Deion Sanders. And then as soon as the spring hit, that's when he goes to Jackson State. And we know the rest of the story. Goes to Jackson State, tries to promote more of the HBCU schools, and then he ends up, landing the Colorado job. So now this is going to be the first time without his sons, without his players, even Travis Hunter. This is going to be the first time he's going to coach college football without them. So we're going to see, can he recruit, can he win without them, things of that nature. Another coach that's out there is Kellen DeBoer, because even though I was 100% against Alabama getting Kellen DeBoer, his second years has been almost like miracle, like Matt Rule's third years. And he is in a very good position. Alabama's schedule's in a very good position
True.
for him to go undefeated. I just lose one or two games. They could probably lose one or two games, but I think they have a chance to go undefeated with the schedule that they do have, regardless of them playing LSU and Texas A&M. And then this one is more homebound than it is anything. No one's mentioned this. This to me is more homebound. I have wanted to see Arkansas versus Arkansas State for years. And the reason I've wanted to see it is for the simple fact is I lived in Northeast Arkansas for 5 years. I went to college at Williams. I currently am getting my ed specialist degree, which is a step before a doctorate degree in the education field. I'm currently getting mine through Arkansas State University. Um, yeah, I'm crazy. I started school again. Anyways, um, but for the
Respect.
5 years that I was there, I did get to go to a handful of ASU games. And their fan base is very, very passionate. And the one thing that I love about ASU fans, same way with even with Arkansas fans that go hand in hand with each other, nobody cares who wins this game. Let's just nobody's going to care who wins this game, because there's nobody here who's like, I hate the Razorbacks. There's nobody in
Me.
Razorback field who says I hate the Red Wolves. For the simple fact is they've never played each other. So I'm interested to see if this is going to be a one and done, or if maybe later on down the road we do make this, because one of the things that has been an argument for years in Arkansas, we've never had an in-state rivalry. And there's a lot of schools, even some of the major schools, some of these major schools, they've had in-state rivalries. Arkansas's not one of them. And there are a handful of years where Arkansas State's football team, I would have picked Arkansas State to beat Arkansas. This year could be one of them. We'll see. And I'm very interested to see also the future of Little Rock, if they're going to still play games in Little Rock. I still am of the mindset that they're going to fill up that War Memorial Stadium just for this game, because to me there is just such an intriguement with this matchup. And then I will say one more, and then I'll shut up. I think this year is just as important for Hunter Yurachek than it is Sam Pittman.
Ooh.
And I'm going to tell you why. And Shane, I know you're shaking your head.
We'll swing it back to Shane here in a minute.
Here's why, Shane. Hunter Yurachek has gotten everything right but football. What brings in the more money? Football. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to fire Hunter Yurachek after this year. That's not what I'm saying. But if they're going to get rid of Sam Pittman and he doesn't get the home run hire like a John Gruden, they will fire him. They will move on from Hunter Yurachek. He is one of the most respected ADs in the world. But you have to get your number one sport right, and that's football. He has yet to do that.
Shane?
I disagree. Only on the Hunter Yurachek thing. Only because graduation numbers are up, boosters numbers are up, everything is up besides football, and it's not necessarily all football's fault, because boosters are not wanting to get behind somebody as far as a Sam Pittman or a football team that has not proven themselves in 50 years. It is solely because of that. We have recent history of 3 Final Fours or Elite Eights or whatever it may be in basketball. We've been to multiple World Series in baseball. We have 20 national championships in track, field, cross country. Softball team just came off a World Series invitational. Golf is number 3 in the world. Tennis is number 2 in the world. There is no reason, even for the University of Arkansas in totality, that we would get rid of Hunter Yurachek, even if he doesn't land a John Gruden. because at the end of the day, he makes the state of Arkansas and Northwest Arkansas and the University of Arkansas better in totality.
Okay.
I will agree with you. But here's the problem, Shane. Guess who pays his salary? The boosters. The boosters pay his salary. And if the boosters don't back him up, they will find a way to get rid of him. I'm not saying they're going to get rid of him right off the bat. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that he has to get football right. You can look at the rest of the sports, like you have mentioned. And yes, you're right. Hey, you forgot about soccer. Soccer's doing really well too. I love soccer. Soccer's doing really well too. But you have to get football right. And for whatever reason, that's the only sport that he has not gotten right. And I will say this much, Shane. Baseball had success before him. Basketball had success before him. Football had success before him. For whatever reason, football has not had success with him. That's where your moneymaker is, and that's where he's got to get it right.
Success in football before him is relative because let's be honest, we haven't been on a national stage but like twice, and that was under Bobby Petrino, and that wasn't because of Jeff Long, that was because of Bobby. So
that's true.
Who hired him?
Jeff.
There you go. That's all that matters.
But Jeff is as dim-witted as John L. Smith. So let's not pretend that Jeff Long is this giant, cranium.
But why did they get rid of Jeff Long? Because he wouldn't fire Brett Bielema. He told Brett Bielema he had 6 years, and he promised Brett Bielema that, and the boosters said, "Get rid of him, or we're going to get rid of you." And they got rid of him. Now, I don't think Hunter Yurchek is that naive compared to Jeff Long. I don't think he is. And I agree with you. He does make Northwest Arkansas better. But I'm just telling you that this is going to be a year. This is an important year, just as an important year. And they're not going to fire him. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is this is an important year for Hunter Yurchek. I'm telling you, he's got to get football right.
And plus, let's be honest. Even with the Sam Pittman hire, even though we had all these expectations over the general population of Arkansas football fans, even if we don't have the years that we think we should have, he is still succeeding above what we thought he was going to have. Let's be honest. Every year since he's been here, we thought, 3-9, 4-8, 5-7. But every year except for like 2 years, he's either become bowl eligible and won a bowl. So he's exceeded expectations as far as I'm concerned. And he's the most wholehearted man I've never met.
I'm glad you had to clarify that.
I'm
listen.
with you. I love Sam.
So even if Sam Pittman gets fired, and hopefully I agree with Jacob. I'm not a fan of John Gruden. Is he right for Arkansas? I think so.
Yeah.
But if he lands he's gonna have the firepower behind him. Hunter Yurchek is with the boosters to go get a big name. Because you're right, boosters are gonna say, "Hey, go get this guy. We'll support you," just like he did with Calipari.
No, listen, I think when it comes to this coaching situation for you guys, I think it's very fair to love the person, but just have that okay, maybe as the coach, this is not it. That's very fair. I think that goes for players. I think that goes for coaches across all levels.
Kind of like Mike Anderson in basketball.
There you go. I mean, I think there's levels to it. Not like levels that Tyler dunked on me earlier, but I think there's levels to it. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, no, I mean, it's going to be an exciting college year for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of different storylines to follow. I mean, there's 1,000 more that we didn't even begin to scratch the surface on. But, again, this was our reasons, and I would love to know yours because this will be a video. So, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks. All right, boys, we're ready to get into predictions. We've been doing pretty solid. I dig what we're doing. We're cooking. Ready to get into predictions? How we feeling? Let's
do it.
All right, boys, let's get into predictions. College football week 1. So in years past, we would go through a massive slate of games that is fun to go through for every once in a while, but sometimes it's just people don't care. There's a lot of games in there. So we're kind of switching up how we handle predictions, but don't worry, the game of the weeks are not going anywhere. That is remaining. But we are going to have our ranked versus ranked matchup, just ranked matchup in general. So let's kick things off there with 9th ranked LSU and 4th ranked Clemson. How are we feeling on this one, boys? I got Clemson personally. I'm locking in Clemson. That's who I'm running with.
Clemson. That's not even a second thought.
Ooh, not even a second thought. Okay. I got Clemson going 12-0. So Clemson, give me Clemson. Jacob.
Oh, I don't even have Clemson winning 10 games this year. Give me LSU.
Ow.
You do realize that Clemson is returning more starters than 95% of college football this year, and that's a big
That's
deal.
okay. I think
That's a
there's
big
stronger
deal.
teams in the ACC.
You're out of your mind. Clemson wins this game.
I feel like it would be very unprofessional of me not to pick LSU. So for that reason, I'm gonna we're gonna nuss bust, and I'm going LSU. Maybe next week I will be unprofessional.
Like he said, there's layers to this. There's layers to this. God bless. Also, I realize we really do need music. I know the other guys can't hear it, but let's see what I got going on here. We want that one, or we want our intro?
Intro.
All right, we'll do intro then. But there's layers to this, brother. Lord have mercy, Jesus. All right. Let's see. Next up, we have 6th ranked Notre Dame at 10th ranked Miami. Well, I don't think it's at. Isn't this in Dallas? I think it's in Dallas. I don't know. I didn't check. Who do we got? How you guys feeling? I got Miami, but this is also going to be one of those games that Miami can be in Miami and just lose. And honestly, I hope Miami loses every game this year because I don't like Carson Beck. I think he stinks. And he's got terrible riz. And
Big A forehead.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I got Miami winning, but you know what? If we lose, whatever. Go Bows. Bows are 1-0, baby.
I wouldn't mind. Actually, I would prefer Miami to win this game. Not a biggest fan of Notre Dame, but for reasons for the future, then I hope my Hogs pull up an upset. I'm going Notre Dame.
Okay. All right.
Give me the Fighting Irish in this one, but I would not doubt if the change of the logo causes some type of curse to start.
That's so true. Like, what's up with that, man? What's up with that? That's crazy.
Listen, the logo
didn't even
doesn't
think about
look
that.
bad. It's just why? Why?
Give me Miami by 1,000,000. I didn't even think about that.
Well, now that because look at this. Cracker Barrel changed their logo. Now people aren't going to their
True.
restaurant. So Notre Dame's going to change their
Disastrous.
logo. And now it's going to change everything in the football program. Give me Miami.
Okay. All right. I respect that, Tyler.
I'm pretty sure all of us, most of us are over 5'5" here, and
God.
I do believe none of us are really convicts. So for that reason, I guess we can all, I guess we can all be Catholics.
Brother.
There's layers to this.
I got you, Tyler. Right here.
Cash up hashtag. I'm Razor. I'm gonna need a hotel.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, go Rudy.
Oh my God. Diabolical.
Insanity.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's move on.
He's Bane.
Yeah,
He's ruining everything.
He is Bane right now. Lord have mercy. God bless. All right. So one way that we're changing up predictions is we're going to go around the room every single week and shout out a game that we're most excited for. For me, I'm looking forward to TCU and North Carolina on Monday night. This is obviously the beginning of the Bill Belichick era. How is Gio Lopez going to do for Belichick? That was not his first choice at QB. His first choice was can't remember his last name. I should know this. He just won the Heisman in my college football dynasty. The guy over at Oklahoma. That was his first choice, but didn't work out. Got Gio Lopez, who is traditionally not a Bill Belichick kind of guy in terms of his play style. So that's one that I'm looking forward to. Is this Bill Belichick North Carolina regime? Is this going to be the play? With that, give me North Carolina. Is who I got. Who do you boys got?
I got North Carolina.
Okay.
Give me TCU.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, give me TCU.
Okay.
I'm gonna take North Carolina because why not? The
Okay.
blue.
All right. Fair enough. Shane, what you got for the week?
What I got from the week?
Yeah, what's your game? You not remember your game? I got on the script.
Oh, okay.
It's Alabama and Florida State.
Okay. All right.
Favorite
Listen,
Florida State.
I'm gonna be honest. After I hit that, and y'all told me that I'm
Oh yeah,
super
yeah.
tired, I nearly deleted it. I could just erase it off.
Yeah,
out of
no.
my
Well,
mind.
that
I was
game
like,
was
well, you know.
that game was on the docket already. I'm pretty sure that game is on the Run Your Pool, right? I do have it on there. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Talk about what we got.
I mean Alabama. I mean
Alabama.
FFFSU.
Yeah.
you know?
Right. Is this going to be a game that Florida State can maybe
And let's
look
not
a little bit better? I say
and
no, but
let's also not forget who's the OC from Florida State now.
Gus
Gussie
Malzahn.
Malzahn.
Yeah.
So I mean that's even more.
yeah, that's right. He
I
left.
may
he left
actually
UCF for that.
You
I
may
forgot.
actually hear a roll tide out of me this weekend.
Dang. Yeah, no, give me Alabama as well. Obviously, I hate Florida State. I'm well documented saying this. So, yeah, give me Bama. Give me the Kalen DeBoer-led Todd. Todd, what about you?
Look, I think Florida State's going to be. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, dude. Go. I don't care. Keep rolling.
Yeah. I think Florida State's going to be better this year than what they were last year. I think they honestly might win 8 games this year, but
can see
not
that,
this
though.
one. I take Alabama.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm in the exact same boat. Whenever we did college predictions a couple weeks back, I said Florida State will win 8 games this year as well, but not this one. Alabama.
Okay. All right. Todd.
Don't
Don't break our hearts now.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, you've done a lot of that this show. That's for sure.
Might as well continue. It's hard to not pick a convent school again, but Alabama. Let's go, Cousins.
God bless. Let's go, Cousins. Oh my God. God bless. Oh jeez. All right, Jacob. What about you? What game are you looking forward to this week besides any of the big ones?
I'm looking to Georgia Tech at Colorado. Obviously,
Okay,
we already
okay.
talked about everything as far as Colorado's concerned. And let's run it back again this year, boys. Let's run it back with this Georgia Tech.
Okay.
hype.
All right.
Let's run it back. I think Georgia Tech is quietly going to be a legitimate contender for the ACC title this year.
Said
They're
that last
returning
time.
64% of their total production from last season. They're returning their star quarterback. They're returning their star running back. The only thing they really lost on offense was their wide receiver, Eric Singleton, and he transferred to Auburn. Listen, I think Georgia Tech's about to win 10 games this season. Give me Georgia Tech.
All right, you convinced me. I'm gonna go in and change my picks. I might have picked Colorado. Give me Georgia Tech on this one. Ricky, you on the same boat? You, Ricky, Jacob, the other way. There you go. Now you guys are pointing at each other. Good job. Good job,
Yes,
boys.
sir. Give me the yellow jacket.
Yeah,
baby,
there we go. There we go.
Except for Sheridan, I will not root for the
No,
Sheridan Yellow
huh.
Jackets one bit. Georgia Tech, I will though.
All right, fair enough. What about you? What you got?
I'm going the Buffs.
Oh, going the Buffs. Going the Buffs. You think Deion's gonna get it done in the first game?
I'm just a
without
big
his
fan
son?
of their quarterback.
Oh yeah. They got a guy from Liberty, Slater, right?
Mhm.
Caden Slater. Caden Slater's a dog. I ain't even gonna lie. So that's fair. He is a dog. What about you? What you got?
Oh, I can't pick a man with 8 toes, so give me Georgia Tech.
Oh my God, no, that's diabolical. That's not his fault.
I mean, don't go to the doctor.
Don't go to the doctor. Don't listen to that advice. For the love of no, do not listen to that. That is not a medical professional. Not a medical professional. Do not listen to that
Disclaimer
advice.
below.
Yeah, disclaimer below. Oh, geez. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get yours out of the way because I want to save Ricky's for last out of these. So, what game are you looking forward to for the week?
Well, you know how much of a big fan of Temple I am,
I know. Yeah, Matt Rule's school. Yeah.
and how much of a fan of UMass I am.
Yeah, we love the Minutemen.
Well, a minute, man. Let's go Temple.
Okay, all right. I was
Brings back-
about to say, are you
brings
really about to pick UMass on this?
No, I can't do Minuteman.
Yeah,
Brings
no.
back memories.
Oh God, I don't want to know the context on that one. That's the one
on.
thing he said I don't have the context on. I don't want to know the
There's
context.
at least 3 of us here.
Yeah, I don't want to know the context on that one. I mean, yeah, dude, give me
4
Temple.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, give me Temple. All right, give me Temple. Like, I mean, listen, UMass has never had a winning season, I think, since they've been brought up to the FBS. Give me Temple. Give me the Owls. Lock it in. Temple. Let's roll. Shane, what you got?
It's ooh. Mm.
I'm going for the upset. I mean,
What?
well represented in this
What?
room. Let's go UMass.
What?
Yes, Shane, this was the one game that I locked in instantly. Give me the Minutemen.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, it's well represented at ATFS. We all love UMass.
Okay. This is all right. What did I miss? Is this an episode where I wasn't here? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, both these teams suck.
Whoa.
They
Whoa,
really do.
That's true.
Whoa.
I will agree.
They really do. They really do. Let's just be honest. But I'm also taking UMass.
What?
Yes!
What?
Let's go!
Action, baby.
God, I'm turning against you guys on this one, man. I'm sticking with Temple. I'm sticking with the Owls on this one. They both stink, but UMass is like a different level of stink. Oh my Lord. God bless. All right, Ricky, my friend, my brother. What do we got for the week from you? What's cooking for you?
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, every single year, I decide to take my mindset and I go outside of the box just a little bit more because I like to pick an FCS upset just for the fun of it. I'm usually wrong. I was very, very close. And I swear to my soul, Tucker Craft played against Iowa 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever that was. South Dakota State would have beaten Iowa. But this year, gentlemen, there is a team in FBS that I think is going to slip pretty well because they're going to have some rebuilding burns. I have Montana State upsetting Oregon this coming Saturday.
Wow.
Run it down, gentlemen.
Wow.
Montana
Put it on the
State
board.
will beat the Oregon Ducks this coming Saturday. All thanks to a bunch of seniors they have on defense. That defense is atrocious, ladies and gentlemen. They're not, I don't know if they're going to win the FCS title, but they're going to do it. They need to do it now. Montana State over Oregon.
Wow. Put it on the board, Jacob.
And just to show you, there's no discrimination. There's no discrimination. Anyone is up for grabs. Like, who does Ohio State play next week? Grambling. That could be an upset next week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm joking.
I
by the
actually,
way,
you know
by the
what?
way.
I did tell Jacob that too. I told Jacob that messing with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told Jacob, it's like, yeah, Grambling's gonna beat Ohio State. I was fucking on messing with him.
By the way, Jacob, Grambling's an FCS team. Remember that.
I will like to remind you that Oregon is favored by 29.5 points, which is, I'm pretty sure, the biggest spread this week.
Hey, UNLV was too. We saw what happened.
Michigan was spread was just as much whenever Appalachian State beat them. I don't want to hear it.
Hold on. UNLV is not Oregon.
Yeah, but their last chance of you.
Yeah, but they're not the number 7 team in the nation.
But they were still favored by like 29 points.
Like I said, Jacob, there's no discrimination here. There's no discrimination. I'm ready to be wrong. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. I'm ready to be wrong. I'm here to have fun, gentlemen. I'm just ready to be. I'm just like I said. I'm ready to be wrong.
Give me the O. Give me the O. Give me Oregon. I'm locking that one in.
You can y'all lock it in. I'm gonna be wrong. I'm just having fun.
Yeah, he's here for the ride. Well, are we Oregon across the board besides Ricksters? Is he the
Montana State?
Is he the only one that's doing the Montana State, or Jacob or Tyler? Are you guys feeling froggy? You gonna leap with them? Feeling froggy? What's popping?
They have a wide receiver at Montana State named Taco, and it's Tuesday. But the game's on Saturday, so Oregon by 60.
Oregon by 60.
Darn. Darn.
Yeah, man. He almost got you.
That's okay. I've got a bone to pick on Tyler here in a minute when I get to my NFL stuff.
Jacob, are you feeling froggy?
Give me the Bobcats.
Wow.
Yes!
All right, we got the two.
Wrong with me, Jacob.
We got the two Cowboys fans riding together into the sunset on this one. Have fun, boys.
Be wrong with me, Jacob.
Have fun with that L, brother.
All I gotta say, guys, is have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. Have a great Thanksgiving this year. You guys are gonna be in it together.
We're gonna have a fantastic Thanksgiving outside of football.
Yeah, outside of football. Yeah, correct. All right, let's move over to the 3 game of the weeks. The first one, the FCS game of the week. We have the 15th ranked in Sacramento State versus the 3rd ranked South Dakota State. Guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw out a hot take here. South Dakota State's about to dog walk the Hornets. All right, like I saw everyone turned against me on this. I pitched the one game that could be equally competitive between good teams. The Hornets are about to get dog walked. I don't care who the QB is. Give me the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you said everything. Sacramento State slipped last year. How in the world they preseason ranked number 5? I have no
15.
idea.
They're 15.
Are they 15? I
Yeah,
thought you
15.
said 5. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
15. Yeah. Give me the Jackrabbits, man.
Jackrabbits.
Yeah. Like, all of y'all said, yeah, this game for game of the week. I was the one dude that said Richmond and Lehigh, and I'm just like, that's the one competitive game. Hornets are about to get dog walked. Yeah, give me the Jackrabbits, bro. And then, of course, FBS game of the week, no-brainer. Texas, Ohio State, official picks. Jacob, we'll save you for last. Well, actually, no, we won't because you're Ohio
obvious.
State. So, yeah, never mind. You're done. Anyway, let's go around the room. Shane, who
Okay.
you got? Texas down. Ohio State for Shane. Here we go. Okay, all right. Ty, what about you?
Anything to piss off Ohio State is very bad, but Arch Manning is going to be a superstar. So
Texas.
Yeah.
All right, Ricky.
I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game because you're going to have a freshman quarterback at Ohio State who has something to prove. Arch Manning also has a lot to prove, and there's a lot behind his name. There's more pressure with Texas. There's more pressure for Arch Manning, and his first start for the year is going to be at Ohio State. I'm not buying it. Give me Ohio State.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stick to my original prediction. Give me Texas. Give me Arch Manning. He's about to be a superstar.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. I'm sticking to my original prediction. That was my prediction when I made college predictions, Bubba, is Texas. Give me Texas on this one. Sorry, man. You got to forgive me for this one betrayal. I'll ride with you. I'll ride with you another time, brother.
Nope.
What?
I just picked the lesser of the two evils.
Right now, you are laying the foundation of this season. You are laying the foundation of our back and forth for this season. You are now starting a long-term rivalry. You are the heel, and I am the babyface.
Well, hold on. I already openly said like a week or two ago that ATFS Alex Lott is a full-blown heel this year. Like, Gabe Sedek, Alex Lott, like I'm either a babyface or a tweener. Over here, oh, we straight heel, brother. We straight heel over here. So if that's the way we playing it, yeah, give me Texas. I almost dropped the one F-bomb of the show. I almost did it, but all right, give me Texas.
That would have been perfect timing, though.
Give me Texas. I know, you're Ohio State. It's whatever. No big deal.
As a Hog fan, I just can't say those words, so it will not come out of my mouth. So that's why I'm going with Ohio State.
All right, you know what? That's fair. It's lesser two evils for you. All right, the next up, we got the terrible game of the week, which we were very all over the place on this one. Technically speaking, we do have a winner because Shane chimed in. He did chime in. So technically there is a winner.
You almost have to sleep.
However, I want to play a little game just for funsies. So we're going to play Spin the Wheel to decide what's going to be the terrible game of the week because we were all over the place and there was no clear winner. All these games are in the Run Your Pool. Who is the terrible game of the week this week? For week 1 of college football, we have Wyoming and Akron. Terrible game of the week.
Why is this even considered a terrible game of the week? This actually might be a very good ball game to begin with. And not only the fact is, Wyoming is probably going to make a bowl game this year.
You know,
Akron even has a chance to make a bowl game this year. Why is this a terrible game? Why
It's because it's two places where no one
cares
in the world would want to live.
True.
That is a lie. Joe Moorhead
Very,
loves
very
Akron.
big facts.
Okay, I'll take Wyoming.
Yeah, give me Wyoming.
Listen, I have to go for Akron here.
That's fair. You're
Okay.
out.
Yeah, you're an Ohio guy. I respect it. What you got?
Oh, I was seeing if Tyler was going to pick. I mean, we all know his pick,
yeah,
but
we all-
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Joe Moorhead, Akron.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Hold on. Oh, he's legit. That's what's on his board. He's writing over here.
I was expecting him to go with his Wyoming.
Yeah,
but
I was expecting Cowboys.
I will also agree and go with my good Ohio friend, my redheaded friend. Okay.
So he's setting a new foundation for this.
I am also setting a new foundation. No more of this
Toxicity.
Jacob and Shane beef here. Okay. I'm going with Akron.
Okay, you know what? That's fair because in the world of professional wrestling, sometimes you got to break up some tag teams, go separate ways and feud a little bit. Jacob, me and you, we've been a tandem for years, so maybe it's time for us to go on our little rivalry run. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time, right?
Yeah. Sure. I'm
Good-
putting you through a table.
Good TV. Oh, get me on fire.
He is my Sami Zayn to Kevin Owens.
Oh, that could be dangerous though. That could be dangerous though.
Wait,
that's the
camera's
point.
over here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that could be dangerous though.
Hey, Jacob, they always have a good couple of months.
That's true.
That's all we need, buddy.
Yeah, that's all we
need.
need. Yeah. Now you can put me through a flaming table. What's the deal?
Oh yeah, for sure, with
Man,
barbed wire,
this is gonna be
and
a
don't
good
forget
se-
the tax.
Hey, that's gonna be good TV, brother. Let's do it. All right, we got through the college picks, so let's start working to wrap up the show. So I will pass over to Ricky because Ricky is ready to roll on this. He is ready. He needs to get this off his chest. We're basically in wrap up territory. The show did go a little over today. It's fine. It is what it is. Ricky, brother, NFL predictions. Let's shout through your division winners because you have a shocker that you really want to shout to the world. Where everyone listening to this show, you might need to be aware this might be the last time Ricky's on this show. That was the foundation that he set a few weeks back. So, Ricky, let's hear it. Let's shock the world here.
Okay, so Jacob, if your board is near you, number one, if the New York Giants make the football playoffs, I will become a full-blown Ohio State Buckeye fan. Let's put that down on the board right now. Tyler, the
shit.
blasphemy coming out of your mouth last week on the New York Giants. Anyway, I do like it, though. Don't get me wrong. I really do like it. So, for division winners, I do have Buffalo winning the AFC East. I do agree with a lot of you, especially Jacob, who said that New England's probably gonna have a pretty good year this year. I said 11 games. I could also see 9 or 10, but I think I think the schedule favors them to also make the playoffs. I have the Ravens, obviously. Um, yeah, the Ravens, obviously. I do have the Chargers winning their division this year. I have the Texans coming in at 10-7 to win their division. In the NFC side, I actually have San Fran winning their division because one thing that y'all didn't, that nobody pointed out last week, which is cool. This is how it works. It's probably going to be San Fran or LA. San Fran has one of the weakest schedules this season. And I don't
Okay,
care
that's fair.
if Christian McCaffrey is healthy or not. They should be able to win that easily with or without him. Just for the simple fact is they're going to be a little bit more healthy this year than what they were last year. Obviously, the Eagles are going to come out of the NFC East once more. They just got better. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And then I also have Detroit coming out of their division as well. I agree with Jacob. I have the Atlanta Falcons winning their division this year. And I also do have Carolina. I have Carolina with the winning record this year. I think they're going to go 9-8. That could easily turn into 11 wins because they have some favorable games because I think they're going to figure out a few things. Now, for my shocker, ladies and gentlemen, my shocker, which may get me kicked off the show for the rest of my days. None of you mentioned it, so I know it's got to be a little bit of a shocker. I have the Kansas City Chiefs missing the playoffs this year.
Wow, really?
Good.
I have the Kansas City Chiefs missing the playoffs this year. And it's very, very simple, gentlemen. Travis Kelce, heart and soul, he's not focused on football, gentlemen. He hasn't been. And usually when you're not focused on football, usually bad things happen. Travis Kelce has not been on point for a while now. And we saw last year a Travis Kelce that was just he wasn't even recognizable. Okay, he just was not a recognizable. And you saw the fantasy rankings this year. He wasn't even a top 10 tight end. That just tells you how terrible that his drop mark has just been. And look, I'm not here pointing fingers at Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is an excellent dude. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But here's the thing. Kansas City has to have a downfall from this. And I think this year could be the downfall. This could be his final year. And he just announced his engagement to Taylor Swift today. And so shout out to that. Hey, he's got bigger and better things that are going to go on beyond football. But the one thing that I think that's really going to hurt this team this year, last year Their defense was top notch. Let's face it, their defense was very, very good. Their offense was not on point last year whatsoever. They got very lucky last year just to even be in the playoffs, even losing their butts off the Super Bowl, whatever the case may be. They were very lucky to begin to even be in that position to begin with. They're beat up. They are just beat up from all these games they played. I really feel like this year with the schedule the way that it's set, I feel like it favors the Chiefs to miss the playoffs. I have the Chargers winning that division, and I've got the Broncos right behind them, both double-digit wins.
There you go. Man, you know, the funny thing is, though, like, no one talked about it, but, like, that is actually a real possibility. Because, like, we did point out on the predictions that, like, that is, like, the most, like, veteran coaching division in football this year. I mean, like, the coaching up there in the West, AFC West, is crazy diabolical. So it's like, it's not out of the realm possibility, but man, you're talking about them having a losing record is what you're talking about. Or are you talking about them just missing the playoffs? Because that is a distinct difference here.
No, they're going to miss the playoffs. I have them going 9-8.
Okay, so winning record, just barely, but just okay, all right.
But missing the playoffs.
Now, if you would have said they were going to have a losing record, I might have shit my pants. I only peed a little when you gave your prediction. So yeah, I might have shit myself if you said losing record, but I did pee a little. You know, it's like no one talked about it. You know, because the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I got Chiefs coming to second and making the playoffs. You know, so that's fair.
Now, I can't remember if y'all did y'all do your Super Bowl picks last week too?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
No.
definitely not Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we did not do Super Bowl picks because I don't actually have mine right now. It's tough, man.
Taylor Swift halftime. That was mine.
Yeah, that was his. Yeah, that was his. So
The reason I ask, I have Philly repeating.
Philly
Definitely
repeating.
not.
Definitely not.
Not making
Philly,
playoffs.
I have Philly
Not making the
repeating.
playoffs. Apparently, Philly's not making the playoffs, according to Tyler.
Facts.
Facts. Apparently, the Giants and the Commanders are going to take those spots for the East. Sorry. And then Carolina down in the South, and plus Tampa. So I mean, they're just taking up all your extra spots right there, man. Now you got division winners and you got the follow ups. I mean, you got the Bears making playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There's all the spots. There you go. Perfect. Bears 10-7 playoff game. We're locking in.
When CM Punk goes on the air and says that the Bears owners need to sell the team, not a very good sign.
Oh, we all knew that.
Yeah,
Come
I
on
do
now.
We've
have
known
them
that for
improving
5
though.
years.
Yeah.
I do have them improving.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's that improvement? One game.
That's
7-10.
Come on, man. 10-7.
Hey,
Playoff game.
same.
Hey, come on, man.
7-10. I'm just telling you. I'm just
10-7
telling you,
playoff game.
dude. Hey, the last 3 years, I have given the Bears, with the exception
Listen.
of last year, by the way, I've given the Bears props for you, and every single year they've disappointed. This
Hey,
is the year
listen.
I picked them to have a losing
Gotta
record, and they're
manifest.
going to make the playoffs for you.
Gotta manifest. Gotta manifest. 10-7 playoff game. Let's go. Let's lock it in. Let's also lock in, wrap up the show, boys. Let's do cleanup. We missed anything today? Anything we messed up on? Anything we did wrong? Anyone know anything? Anyone?
I got a list, but yeah.
What happened?
Okay,
What went wrong?
I got 4 things.
All right, what went wrong? Let's clean
So-
up. Clean up.
We're gonna start off with Jacob. He called the Stanford Hawaii game a military game. That is definitely not true. That is about a 5'2" out of a 6 foot when it comes to tier games. You know, they are ranked 79 and 109. Evidently 109 won. That's diabolical, but okay. Shane O'Mac over here.
Yeah.
Okay, Shane O'Mac over here said that Arkansas was ranked second in women's tennis. No, not ranked in tennis.
I
Second
just,
in golf, though.
Second in golf.
That's good.
Second
Hey,
golf.
that's good.
Hey, golf.
Men's is 43 in tennis and 52 in golf. So, Ricky said Micah Parsons lost. That is indeed not an error. That is true. He loses a lot. He is in Dallas.
Diabolical.
So, good job, Rick. And
I'm just going to ignore that.
my error was I didn't pick my FCS game. Evidently, y'all think I'm going South Dakota State, so I'm going Sacramento State. So, y'all.
He said, my bad.
he said, yo,
I didn't even realize he didn't shut up his game. I think that's a mistake on me more than anything. God, dog.
Hey, that's on me for not talking. You know?
Well,
Hey,
you
it
know,
is what it is.
you know, do better.
he was too busy making sure that women's tennis was not number 2.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
That's true.
I went to the whole list.
Well, see, I was busy going around the show. I didn't keep track of any mistakes. You know, the only times I catch a mistake is if I really know it. You know, but I don't think we did all right. I think it's a good show. I think we did good. Shout outs. Anything anyone want to get off the chest? Any follow-ups to topics? Clapbacks, shout-outs,
I just have a personal shout-out. Buddy Rob Coleman, he lives in Illinois, and he is trying to donate money or get money for Children's Hospital. I've got a link I've got with me. I'll give it to Alex to put in the description. You can just go to his page. If you do a single vote for him, it's free. But if you vote for him and you can donate, all those proceedings will go to Children's Hospital.
Love it. We'll get in some comments. We'll get in some descriptions. Love it. Boys, let's all go give a vote to it. Let's go give a vote. Jacob,
I got 2 things.
What you got, bud?
1, Taylor Swift is really marrying somebody who lost at UConn twice.
Wow. It's diabolical.
And 2, Arkansas football won't be back on the board until they decide to actually wisen up and move to the Big 12.
Ooh, diabolical.
Won't ever happen, but
they do feel like a better Big 12 team, I'm going to be honest. My personal thing.
Yeah, figuring that TCU ran from us.
Or they could go be a Conference USA team like it's in my dynasty right now. True. That's tough.
Gosh,
Facts.
I can't with you, man.
Facts.
I would say we would beat up on them, but North Texas, don't want to repeat that.
I just saw the PTSD in your eyes.
Hey, it's okay. Chandler Morris is not there no more. Okay.
Yeah, he's in Virginia right now. He's still playing, by the way. He's in Virginia. Chandler Morris is still playing, bro. He's at Virginia right now.
Are you sure it's the same Chandler Morris?
It is the same Chandler Morris, brother. I found out today.
You got that COVID year.
Yep.
And I bet his dad is still carrying around that freaking hammer. I almost lost it. Got it. That freaking hammer.
God, hey, I will add context, Ricky, for Arkansas being in Conference USA in my dynasty because I like geographical realignments. That's why.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and when I don't know, just for some reason for me, when I hear Conference USA, I just think of like Midwest. You know what I mean? I think of like I think of like right here in the central part of the country. So
America.
I think of like Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri,
Flatlands.
Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. That's my Conference
Listen,
USA.
hot take. Actually, not hot take. Bring back the Big East and Southwestern conferences, please.
That'd be pretty cool. Bring back things that make sense. I saw a big list that came out the other day of just like, these are all the teams that are going to be traveling the most miles this year. And there was like a chunk that were all the former Pac-12 teams, and someone highlighted them. It's like, if only there was a conference that all these teams could go in together. Only if that was a thing. Because, I mean, dude, you got Cal and Stanford in the ACC. That is some of the most egregious shit I've ever seen, is them being in the ACC. But anyway. Any other shout-outs, boys? I don't think I got anything. I got nothing, personally. Nothing? All right. Hey, well, last thing then, what's for dinner? Got any dinner plans tonight? Special dinner plans for the week? What do we got? What's popping? I think I'm supposed to have like some Greek-style fries or something like that. I'm not sure. She's going to be cooking something up, but I don't know. I don't know what's popping on that, but I want to get some chilies soon. I know that.
For me, it's whatever's between here and my house. I'm picking something up on the way.
No free meal this time, though.
No free meal, but I sent you confirmation. It is just backyard burger, but good backyard burger every once in a while. It does not hurt nobody.
Yeah, facts. He got his free meal because on their sign they say if your name is X name, you get your meal free for the day. And it was Shane on Sunday, so I messaged Shane immediately. I'm like, brother, you got to go to Moody's, get you a meal for free. And Shane's like, bet I'm going right now. Shane ain't gonna say no to free food. That's
Never, ever.
That's for sure. Ricky, you got any special dinner plans?
For the record, backyard burgers absolutely disgusting. Let's get that out of the way. That's why Moody's took over. Okay, let's just remember that. Okay.
Whoa.
Number 2, I really
definitely
don't know
an advertisement issue. Okay.
Whoa.
Let's not forget that.
Backyard is got a bomb burger, bro.
It's better than Freddy's.
True.
What?
Yeah,
Freddy's.
Hold on, wait.
I can't do this. I can't do this no more. I gotta leave now. I gotta take a leak anyways.
Freddy's is not good.
So I gotta take a leak.
You're out of your mind.
Freddy's is not good.
Freddy's is not.
Steak and Shake is also not good.
I will say
Lord
2
have
hours
mercy.
after you
Oh
get
my
the dollar
gosh.
burger, it's pretty far.
Yeah.
Can we end the stream now? Because now I'm starting to get heated.
Oh, we get heated about this,
Food
but
is
not
what-
Dallas going 0-12.
Food
Okay.
is what it takes to get heated. All right, I got the music playing. Let's go around the room. Boys, we did a good show today. Proud of us. Good job, everyone.
Everybody, you're so unprofessional, guys.
Very unprofessional, very weak. Need to do better. Go buy your Do Better shirt. We got to do better.
Almost all over 5'5".
You know, you keep saying that, but he is over 5'5".
Yeah, he's like 5'8".
I am
Barely.
5. Why do you keep?
He's like 5'8", man.
Hey, you're closer to 5'5" than you are 6 foot. I'm just saying. Just saying.
It's like right in the middle. I mean, it's not bad.
3 and 4.
Anyway, all right. Let's get out of here, boys.
So bad.
Thank you, boys, for being here as always. Good show. Looking forward to next week. We'll try.
Hopefully it rains.
Yeah, we'll try to do better next week. We'll try to do better next week. We'll see. I don't know. Go check out the Patreon. If you want to support us further, I wouldn't. I'd go buy a McDonald's bill to
Is it on
support
the
us.
wall?
It's not on the wall.
Oh, what are you pointing at?
I'm talking to the camera.
Oh, my fault, dog. I thought you
I'm about to turn your camera off.
Unprofessional.
I'm
Doesn't even know
unprofessional.
what camera you're talking
Unprofessional.
to.
Do better.
Come
Go
on,
over to
man.
sparky3shop.com, pick up that unprofessional and do better shirt because that's what we need. We're very unprofessional. We need to do better. All right, that's it. Get out of here. I'm done here.